Welcome to our Playbook podcast, your go-to space for unfiltered, real-life conversations with successful beauty queens in Uganda. Thank you so much for tuning in to another exciting episode. On the set today, I have an amazing beauty queen. She's an actress, she's a makeup artist, and she was a former Miss Uganda. She'll be telling us her title later on as we get to know her better. But I'm just hoping that this conversation will be very interesting because, you know, when you're talking to an actress, it's going to be interesting. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome with me, Queen Nyamatte, Mariam.
Yeah. You know, when you said successful, I was like, oh my God,
You're among those successful beauty queens you want to showcase.
It's such an honor. It's such an honor to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
I should say thank you for accepting, my invite. I've been reaching out to queens and I'm so happy. The response has been amazing.
Yes.
And I feel like these are stories we need to tell.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because at some point I feel like someone needs to actually sit each one of us and tell us and hear from us what our side of the story is. I'm so glad that you're doing this.
I'm glad as well. So, before pageantry,
yes,
who was Nyamatte Mariam? What was she up to? Where was she from? What was life like?
Well, first and foremost, hello everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you are subscribing, like, share, comment. Make sure you do all those things. My name is Nyamatte Mariam. There's so much I would say about myself, but during this course, you're going to realize what I would like to say about myself. Well, before Miss Uganda, that was before 2019, I was just a simple girl, fresh out of LDC. Yeah. I did a diploma in law. I hold a diploma in law from LDC.
That's amazing.
First class. Sorry, allow me brag a little bit.
They have braids as well.
Yes. And I was awaiting my documentation, like everything, so that I will be able to apply for LLB. And I was doing, Mariam has done things. I was doing marketing. I was doing marketing on behalf of a telecommunication company. And I was selling the service. So I was reaching out to people. That's when I decided, you know what, before I am of age, why not go for this pageant? It was just a random thought. Let me just. Yeah.
So, how did you come across Miss Uganda? Was it like a friend who referred you? Was it family?
So, growing up, I had been watching pageants, Miss Universe to be specific, Miss World. But you know how you can just watch TV and like, oh, these girls are so beautiful. Oh, they're very, you're like, it's just me watching. But then I didn't know, as a kid, you don't know if these things actually exist for real. So I think 2018, that is Queen of the Naturals year. I had a friend, an OG that we studied with that was also contesting. That is do I say the first one? Yeah, that is Trish Chomhendo. We went to school with her. She's I think doing Little Miss Uganda.
Yes.
So we went to school with her and she was like, oh guys, please come and support me and all. We're like, okay, yeah. I actually had a couple of friends throughout that time. Wagi, who came out as Miss
Uganda Central.
Miss Uganda Central. So I was like, okay, why not? Let me just go and support them. Let me just go and see how this thing goes. And I think that's how I picked interest. That year, I met Queen of the Natural backstage. I don't know how I even got there. I don't know. But I think years before I had met Miss Brenna Nanyonjo. Just like how someone is walking and you walk past them. That's how I met her. I was like, oh, I know this woman from where? From Miss Uganda. Okay, and that was it. Then 2018, I attended the grand finale. I attended from presentation night to talent night, unveiling night, all those nights. I made sure that I attend to support my friend and also to maybe see if I would take interest. Yeah. So that's how I came across Miss Uganda. Yeah.
So how can you say your participation was, your expectations before and now getting into boot camp, you know, with all these girls from all over Uganda, you know, different characters, you know, and like the whole experience. How would you describe it?
So now, hey, the whole to take you back a little bit, on how I actually joined Miss Uganda. Was a tug of war. It was a tug of war because I come from a very staunch Christian family. My dad is an apostle. You know what that means?
Oh, yeah.
Born again family. Oh, you're going to Miss Uganda to do what? To undress. You know that whole concept about pageantry and the girls that are beauty queens. Those girls, they don't get married. They don't have children. They don't, you know, those things. I was like, oh my God. So if I tell my dad these things, how will he actually feel? So I was like, you know what, let me just give it a try before I make the age that is the limit for Miss Uganda. Because I knew if I go for LLB, I'll be a lawyer then I'll not be allowed to go because I'll be feeling shy first and foremost. Then I was like, let me just try. So I picked up the forms with the help of my friend. She was called Tanzi. I come from a family that's not really privileged. I'm not afraid to see that. That's why I work so hard because I want to change that narrative about myself and about my family. I did not even think I would qualify. It was just, you know, something. Let me just try. My friend is a photographer. She took me to Tress Media. Is it Tress Photography? That's when we took the audition pictures. I did not own a pair of heels.
What?
I didn't. I was just, you know, I was just living my simple life. I have my pumps, go do the marketing. I have my pumps, I go to school, and that's it. It was just basically me living a simple life. Besides the girls that I see lately that are up to speed, I was like, so I got shoes for my cousin. I'm not afraid to say these things, you guys, because I mean, I wouldn't be here if I would.
You're gladly inspiring a girl out there from a humble background.
Because I do get so many people that reach out to me asking me, oh, if I don't have this, if I don't have this, that's why I don't feel ashamed to say these things. I did not own a pair of shoes that are heels. So I had to borrow shoes for my cousin's sister. I had to borrow a swimsuit. She actually bought me a swimsuit. Now, those are some of the requirements that were required to have to audition for Miss Uganda. So when I got the form, I took the pictures, I filled out the forms, and then I had to return them. So it was a Saturday after the work meeting. I was like, you know what, you guys, I'm going to go and try Miss Uganda. Because at work, they used to call me, oh, Miss So-and-so, Miss So-and-so. So I was like, So tell you know, you guys, I'm not going to the field today, but I'm going to go and try taking back my form for auditions for Miss Uganda. I was like, okay, all the best. Luckily, people are going to probably come for me and be like, you skipped work. No, we were not working that day. We were not working, So we were not working. It was just, we had a party after. So I was like, no, let me go for the auditions. So I went for audition. You guys. I did not even own a bra. Hey, Jesus. You know, I was, if there's please feel free to attach any picture. I was very small, very slim. Now you see I have some. I've gained some weight. It has been a journey. So I took the forms. We were at the Sheraton Hotel. We were doing auditions for 2 days. I think I was among the people that came late. I came late because I had to first finish the work meeting on Saturday. I came in, I sat down, and the room was filled with so many beautiful, tall, light-skinned, dark-skinned, bootylicious, hiplicious, small waist.
And you're asking yourself, what am I doing here?
Me, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? I almost gave up. I was like, let me just go on and do this thing. So I entered. I'm a very talkative person, but then I meet people and I probably first study them. So I sat down because I found this room filled with ladies from that day. We were doing a Western region, Northern, and I think West Nile. So the auditions were going on, and I was just sitting there like looking at this girl, looking at that one. I was like, okay, no, I'm short. I can't even say I'm short. I'm like, I don't have boobs. I don't have nyash. I was like, oh my God. But I'm like, okay, Castella says beauty with brains. At least I knew I had backup. I knew I had backup. I was like, okay. So time went on, and it was my turn to audition. I was very, very, very nervous. Very nervous. I had seen the panel of judges, but then I was not sure. I did not know anyone. I had done research about these people. Some of them were media personalities that I admired. Of course, I knew who Miss Brenda was. There was, I still remember the people who were on that panel. There was Miss Rachel Mwagale. There was, I think, Cleopatra. There was Miss Flavia Flash, the basketball.
Oh, yeah.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, please forgive me. Yeah. So I walked into the room for auditions. And I was like, okay, because you do not know what they're going to ask.
Oh, yeah, you're just blank.
They not actually tell you what they ask. Me like, you go there and you see it for yourself. Man. So I got into the room. They asked me, how are you? Tell us about yourself. What do you do? Why are you here? And I was asked, my question really was very simple. Tell us about something that you have. Now, this is for the people that usually ask me, what are those things that they ask while you're auditioning? They will definitely ask you, what is your favorite food? What is the craziest or funniest thing that you have done? I'm like, I have not done anything crazy. I honestly hadn't done anything crazy during that time because I was very innocent. So I told them I've not done anything crazy before. They're like, there's something about you. I was like, well, I'm glad you see something about me, but I don't know. So I had to come up with a story. I'm sorry, Miss. I lied. I don't know what story I told you, but I mean, it was just to save myself, to redeem myself. So I did come up with a story, and I told that story. I don't know if it was true, of course. I don't remember. I'll go back and watch that clip. So, and I was lucky. Out of the 200 plus girls that day. I made it. I was like, okay. Now remember, I had not told my dad. This is something that I had blindly done. Like, I was like, okay, let me just go. If I go through, well and good. If I don't go through, it's a relief. I will not have to tell anyone else. My goodness. And here was, they put us in a line. This one, I don't know if you know Suvibat. Did you know Suvibat? Suvibat. Now you're lying. So I did Suvibat for like this way, this one. I was like, oh my God, am I on the side?
And I'm going home.
And I'm like, okay, so these guys have made. I was like, Jesus, me. And I was only wearing a vest. You guys, if you see those pictures, I'm embarrassed, but that's me. Yeah, that's me. I only had a vest with no bra. I remember Miss B told me, Mariam, please make sure you wear a bra tomorrow. I'm like, Jesus, I don't even own a. I had very small. Yeah. So that's definitely how I came into the audition. That's how I auditioned. We had to come back the next day, make sure that I had made it through, because now they were going to do Central. You know, Central usually has so many people. Yeah, true. Yeah, so we had to come back the next day, audition again, and I made it through. So now the tug of war was telling my dad, they need you to consent. What? To consent to what? Yeah.
So getting there, and then you know, now you've gone through. You know, when you go through, they give you a list of bootcamp requirements. Yes. So how did you break this to your family? Because then you needed their support and all that.
So now the list of requirements actually was not bring a suitcase, bring a mattress, bed cover, cups. Because people do actually ask me that a lot. Like, what are those things that you need to go to camp with? What are those things? It's just a simple requirement. There's really your clothes, like how you go
which
to
you already
hostel.
have,
Exactly, like how you go to host. Unless if you want to upgrade how you look, that's when you get into your pocket. I mean, it's not the pageant that's going to buy for you clothes. Yeah. So it's basically the clothes that you own and a few personal items, like your own little snacks.
Yeah.
But there's food provided. You get food, you get drinks.
You get accommodation. It's just you,
Exactly. You get accommodation. We had beddings. We had beddings because for us, we were taken to a very nice hotel. That's where our boot camp was. So I had to sit my dad down. I don't have a mom. I had lost my mom a year before.
Oh, okay, so sorry.
So it's okay. Thank you. I had lost my mom a year before, so I had my godfather, that's my pastor, and my dad. So I had to tell them, you know what, guys, come on here. Let me tell you about this. So I sat them down on a Saturday evening because the next Saturday after we had auditioned. Now, Sunday was the parents' meeting, and that's when we were going to camp.
Oh, wow.
Short notice. So I told Dad, you know what, Daddy? There's something that I tried out and I've made it, but I don't know if you will give me consent. If you don't, I will totally understand because you have your reasons. But if you do, I'll be very, very grateful. Yeah. Actually, I first told my papa because my dad is very tough. He was very tough. So I had to first put my pastor down, tell him this and this. I know you can easily talk to my dad. Then after I said, no, it's okay. We need to explain to him if he does not allow this, it's okay. You're a child. You still need to obey your parents. And the reason as to why they're asking for consent of parents is to make sure that your parents are okay with it.
Yes.
So I sat them down again, told them this and this and this. My dad looked at me like this. Hakiwe mwana we ebyo bitandikire ryari. Like, when did you start this? No, Daddy, not in a bad way, but it's just something that I wanted to try before I go on for studies, so that I be satisfied, so that I don't do it years later, then embarrass you now. It's like, okay. So now, how far? I was like, what? Did you ask me how far?
Yeah.
He told me, yeah, how far? I was like, oh, okay, I did the auditions and I made it through. He's like, oh, really? Okay, No, I didn't tell him at first. I told him I'm going for auditions. I'm praying if I pass.
If I go through it.
I lied to him, Daddy, I'm sorry. I knew you wouldn't. Daddy, I'm so Saturday. So I told him, Daddy, I'm going for auditions, so I am praying I make it through. And I get the things we do for the things we love.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, okay, we're going to pray about it. If God gives you a go ahead, definitely I'm going to say no. He gave me a scripture that was in Job that says that Job gave birth to children and there was no one else who had children that were most beautiful compared to his.
Yeah.
I was like, this man.
Yeah.
Next weekend, I told him, Daddy, we are going to camp. We're going to camp. This is the list of requirements. He's like, okay, all these things I don't see, the things that you need from me. I mean, these are your personal things. This is your own toothbrush, your clothes, basically the things that I own. Yeah. It's like, okay, but we shall come for the parents' meeting because I need to know the kind of people that I'm going to hand you over, which I totally understood because the misconception that people had, especially our parents, all the people that were there during that time, the concept they have of pageantry is girls are always naked, girls are sitting around, girls are not getting married, girls are not having children, and all those things. And as a parent, that is where the concern comes from. I'm my father's first child, so really, it'll be like
it was.
It's like, okay, we will go by and see what they have to tell us. See the people I'm handing over. If I sense any bad thing,
we are coming back.
You're packing your bags and you're coming back. I'm like, okay, but I kept on praying throughout. So when we finished service, okay, let's go. We went to Sheraton. Goodness. We had the parents' meeting and I think they were contented because I think during our year, most of the Miss Uganda girls had parents that were religious leaders. They were pastors, they were sheikhs, they were reverend from the Catholic Church, from the Protestant. Literally, most of them were from religious families. So it was such a good thing to see. Oh, my dad has met with apostle so and so, apostle so and so, pastor so and so. So a family that was there, and then his main concern was the men come to where you're going to. But I didn't know, the approach to these questions. I did not know. I had never been to camp before. I had seen, but then I did not know.
You didn't know what takes
You do not know what takes place actually. So I told him, no, you will ask everything that you need to. So he asked, parents asked. I think during that time there was one man, and that is Papa Kevin, the brother to Miss Brennan and Nyamatte. He was the only one who's like, wait. Even I was shocked because I thought maybe we would get but unfortunately there was none. So they let me give it a try. Just prayed for me. It's like, I don't have anything that I can give you. We are new to this. There's no money for you to spend, but just behave yourself. Do what you're supposed to do. And focus on winning. If it's yours, you will definitely take the crown. If it's not, then there's a reason as to why. It's like, yes.
The confirmation you needed.
That was it basically.
On maybe let me rush a bit forward. On the grand finale, you've had training now for 2 weeks. All this training you've gone through. You're working on stage. Did you have any hopes of like, maybe I'll be in the top 3 or top? Like, did you have that hope in you, or you were just like, you know what, I've made it this far, let me enjoy the whole experience?
Honestly, Rona, I don't think I saw myself winning that crown. No, I did not see myself in the top 3. I knew I was bright. I knew I was fun because people liked being around me and my roommate. People liked, my company. But then I was not sure because first and foremost, I was short. As number 5 out of 22 girls, what's that? Who even expects that crown when you are 5th from
down?
I was like, no, I'm just here for the fun. I'm just here for the experience. I'm glad I've made it to this point. That's it. Because when they even read the top 10, it was a shock for me. Because they first actually gave out the other titles, regional titles, and other special awards. I was like, I did not get any of that. I was like, go with them. I was like, I'm done. But I kept on hoping. I was like, okay, maybe. Because I
had tried.
I had tried, but it's different when you get there. Because there are girls that are brilliant that have been studying pageantry since they decided that they're going to do. They know from the very first Miss Uganda who was from the very first Miss World to what question they were asked. I'm like, whatever comes. It can't always be the same. It can't be like how it was in 1991. So I just kept on hoping something comes up. So when they read top 10 and I was among the top 10, relief. Top 5, okay, I didn't get a title, but wait, I'm top 5. I was like, okay, now this is it. Because most of the ladies that were in the top 5 had special awards, and I didn't.
You didn't have.
I didn't. It kind of made me feel like, wasn't I doing enough? Because at the back of your mind, you're like, okay, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Wasn't I participating enough? Wasn't I doing enough research? Wasn't I responding to the questions? Wasn't I good enough in talent? Wasn't I good enough in any other activities? So I kept on hoping. I was like, okay, maybe this is it. They just want to put me among top 5, and that's it. Because there are people that make it as far as top 5 and don't get anything. And that's
true.
So top 3. Jesus. I was like, wait, what?
And so your life now, a national title holder.
Yes.
You know, there is media, media week where you have to go to media houses, you now have people that manage you. How was that? How did you adjust to that kind of life?
Exactly, adjusting. Yeah, adjusting is the word, because it was so hard to get used to it at first, because it's now the limelight.
Yeah.
Like everywhere the queen is, it's the top three.
The top three, yeah.
So you had to make sure that you're looking fresh, you look amazing, and it's so hard to repeat clothes as a beauty queen, you guys. You have to make sure you have your mix and match.
Mix and match.
I need to call them that. Something that you can wear, and then people will be like, okay, is it the one? You need to be able to learn how to style yourself. I didn't know all these things, but along the way I got to learn. Being managed by Miss Uganda then was a good thing. It was guidance.
Yeah.
Because when you become a hot thing, something that's selling, everyone wants to have a piece of you.
True.
The ones with bad intentions, the ones that have good intentions for you, they will basically come for you.
Yeah.
But because the pageant has had experience, they know who to work with and who not to work with. Even with opportunities that you think, oh my God, this is so good, it's millions and millions of money. Be like,
it's me.
that is just going to happen for now because you're shining, and then once that's
After
done,
that,
it's done. So it was a good experience. I got exposed when necessary, and I was taught, I was guided. Yeah.
So I should call it the spotlight.
Yeah.
Before that, your year was a bit different because I think the next year, Queen Bagaya was
COVID.
appointed, the COVID period, and you had a chance to extend your reign.
Yes.
Yeah. How was that? Were you like, okay, God, I think this was my calling?
I think it was God's way of giving me something. When they say cup overflow, that was it. Because what else would I have done? There was no work to do then. It was just service. During our reign as Miss Uganda 2019, Queen Nakakande Olivia was Miss Uganda. Bagaya Elizabeth was first runners-up, and myself, Nyamatte Mariam, was second runners-up. So when COVID came, that we did what we had to do during that. Before COVID, a little bit, but then I felt like there was. I feel like the terms for pageantry are really short. Yeah. It's just like
before you know it,
it's already looking for the next queen. So, and I had prayed to serve to satisfaction, which actually happened. Which I did to the fullest until I was like, no, I think I'm done. I am tired. I am done. And the extension was good because that's when Miss Olivia wasn't around. So after her reign, Bagaya had to take over. So the time she had to represent Uganda for Miss World, I had to
had to step in.
So I was literally the queen where she was not. And we served. We did well. We reached out to different people. We were able to work with different communities, different children, children organizations, and basically serve to the fullest. That's what I can say. Serve to the fullest. Yeah. I was also able to discover my potential during that time. Yeah.
So when the spotlight faded, now you've handed over your crown, the management that you used to have around you, the guidance is they have now to put their attention to the next batch of queens. How did you now transition to the real life? That time you had makeup on set, if you're going somewhere, there were gowns that were provided for you. So life looked a bit simpler.
Now, life did actually look a little bit simpler with Miss Uganda management. However, I have always done my own makeup. Over the time, I have grown into something much better, much more. I'm now much more of a profession than I was then. Life after Miss Uganda is actually interesting. It is how you use your time before before the spotlight comes to an end, before the time comes to an end. So I made sure I made an effort to grow individually. I made an effort to make sure that I grow my social capital. I made sure that I am close to where I want to be. Without management, am I able to handle myself? And I don't think I've actually lost that management. I still have it. I'm still very close to them. I still reach out to, because now when someone wants to work with me as Miss Uganda, like, oh, hi, you've been Miss Uganda before, and they actually say, I've been Miss Uganda before. You've been Miss Uganda before, and we want to work with you. I'm like, okay, give me some time, and I will reach out to them, because they know, just like I mentioned earlier, they know who is good and who's not good for you. So I still reach out to them and be like, do you think this is a good idea? Like, okay, give them a try if it's worth it. Or let's look through, or no, don't. We've worked with those people, we know how they are. So I still have that guidance with me. And life is better when you are ready.
You are ready.
When you do not have expectations from other people. When you know that, okay, now my time is done. Now I have to grow up. I need to mature. I need to woman up and do what I'm supposed to do with the knowledge that I acquired, with the skills that I acquired. Yes. I did, for my talent, I hosted the event. I hosted the whole talent night. I hosted the whole talent night. So if you're coming from Miss, you can make sure you have a talent. So please don't come when you don't have a talent, because there's that segment of talent night. You need to be, because I can't dance. I'm the worst dancer you'll ever meet. The whole world knows that.
You're the people that they say you know that the dance moves in your mind until you're asked to actually execute.
That is, once I stand up, that's how you know I'm left-handed in the right. So I knew I would be able to speak. So I decided to host the event. I decided to MC the event, because as I told you, before I did Miss Uganda was marketing. I'm not afraid to say that I used to also host road shows on track. I was one of those ladies that they'd be like, yes, you see, all those, that was me. So now I had to adjust to a little bit corporate and deliver. I did well, because talent night, people were like, but is this girl a host? No, she's also a contestant. So I kept on reminding them, please also vote for me. I'm contestant number 5. I'm like, hey, you're a contestant? I'm like, yeah. So from Miss Uganda, I think the day after the crowning, I had the gig already. I had a gig to MC at an event, at a wedding. So I MC'd the wedding. And then I grew that talent, and till now I still host the Miss Uganda events, some of the Miss Uganda events. The previous years I have been hosting their shows, Journey to the Crown, that always airs on Star Times. So I've been their host. And even for some events, presentation night, talent night, I still do host. So that is one of the discoveries that I made, and emphasize it, that it's not a discovery, but it's an emphasis that I made. So I'm so guided. Really. I'm so guided. Yeah.
What could be some of those things you discovered about yourself as Nyamatte when you're like, okay, I think if I didn't take part in Miss Uganda, I wouldn't get to know this about myself?
You people, I did not know. There's so many things that I can't even say on air. But first and foremost, just like I mentioned, I knew I would host events, but then the social capital that also comes with Miss Uganda is a big thing. So I discovered I'm a good MC. I'm a better MC. I could be a better MC. And I discovered I'm also very good. I say I'm a youth mentor. So now we are getting to my bio. I'm a youth mentor, and I was sharpened by Miss Uganda. Because growing up, I have always been in leadership positions. I have been prefect throughout my education levels. I was head prefect at my high school. And it was good. Now, coming to Miss Uganda, you are mentoring with a purpose.
yeah.
You are mentoring for a cause.
Of course.
So you need to be able to understand something to satisfaction. You need to be able to understand what you're standing for, to be able to spread it out. It needs to be a cause that's very close to your heart, even if it's not, but you need to be able to pick interest. So I realized mentoring is also a thing that I could do. I'm so big on personal health and sanitary. What do we say?
Menstrual hygiene.
Yeah, menstrual hygiene health. Wake me up any time of the day, any time of the night. Ask me to tell you about menstrual hygiene health, right from either reusable or sanitary. I will do it. It's something that I will definitely do for free. For free at any time, any day. I'm very passionate about the girl child's mental health. Not even physical, mental, social. Very, very, very attached to that. So it's not, because I mean it all comes from there. If someone is not okay mentally, physically, socially, that is where all the issues start. So
we have seen you on our screens, on a very interesting series, on Pal Magic.
Yes.
Did you ever think about you acting?
Well, yes. Yes, I love talking about that part about me. I do love talking about that. I have, just like I told you, I grew up in a church community where we do everything. Pastors' children. You will sing in praise and worship. You will do drama. You will do this, everything. So I used to act in church, and I used to write. I used to write like my stories in my head. I'd write them on paper. I would act them out. I would sing to songs. I would mime to songs. I would basically do all those things. So during that time where we were in lockdown, that's when TikTok came. I think that's when TikTok was introduced in Uganda. I don't know if it had been there before, but that's when I got to know about TikTok. So I was on TikTok for some time, doing my crazy, funny videos. I didn't also know I was funny until TikTok came. So I was doing my videos, uploading them and doing this and that. So a friend of mine, I don't know if he's a friend. Yeah, he's a friend of mine. He's a friend of mine. He had been in the music industry for so long. Management of artists. He was managing artists. And I had known him for a long time, but I had never physically met him. Shout outs to you, Ronnie Mlindwa. I love you so much. So this gentleman reached out and asked me, Mate, have you considered acting before? I'm like, yeah, I even wrote to the Nawisos telling them how I want to act for them. I've been disturbing them, texting them, oh, please, how can I join you? Just like how people actually reach out to me. I don't know how people, I'm not a producer. If I see casting calls, I will share. But if, I don't know. So I had previously written to the Nawisos and asked them to Nawiso Films. I don't know who was managing that page, but if you're there, please forgive me because I was just driven by talent and passion. I used to write to them, I think every month, telling them, oh, do you have anything coming up? Do you have anything coming up? I'm available. I did not even have any acting experience. I was just, from my child, it was just something that I knew that I can do, something I knew I can do, but I had never. So when Mr. Ronnie reached out to me and asked me, oh, are you available? I see you doing things here. They need an extra for a role. I'm like, yeah, I'm available. Where? We are in lockdown. Who's moving? No one. So I told him I'm available because home is in Zambia and the series was shooting. The series Prestige was shooting in Bonga. I was like, oh, that's close. I can walk. Exactly. It's like, no, you don't have to walk. We can arrange means. And they become like, pick me for what? I'm not that, like, no, don't worry. He actually sent me directions. I went to the place. First day, extra role. I was just, but I had previously written to, I like to elaborate this a lot because It's something that I wanted to do so bad. Had written to them, they told me, we shall call you. I'm like, that's the usual thing. We apply for jobs and they tell us we shall call you. So now I know that's the thing. They had told me, no, we shall call you in January. That's January? And I'm waiting since when? I was like, no. So when this opportunity came, I was like, come watch me, I'm going. I did not know it would be something big, but it was the beginning of something great for me. When I was at Prestige, I think the casting director was like, this girl is too cute. We can't waste her. We can't waste her just to sit as an extra. I'm not saying it's about the look, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what they saw in me. Yeah, I don't know. Thank you so much, Miss Justine Antongo. She said, no, let us not waste her. I'm like, I have come to work. What is not happening? Please waste me. I did not know what the terms meant.
But you were just open to whatever.
I was like, okay, whatever. So I sat down, I looked at people. They told me, did you bring your costume? I was like, yes. So like, okay, the lady who is supposed to be acting this role is not here today, so please take it on. I was like, what do I say? It's like, no, you don't need to say anything. Just sit there, do actions as you're instructed by the director. I was like, okay, cool, I can do that. Day one, I did that role. Next day, they told me, come back. I was like, with a huge sum of money, I was like, Jesus, I can actually make money by just doing this. I was like, I will come back. It's okay, I will come back. So that's how my role in Prestige grew. And then, as I was doing Prestige, the Nawisos had actually promised to get back to me.
Yeah.
And they actually did. During the time that they had promised. I was like, for real? It's like, yes, you have a role. We told you we have a role for you. I was like, okay. I told the casting director, I'll be there. Why Mutungo? So now I was looking at the directions. Zambia, Bunga, Mutungo. I was like, okay. How do I pull this off? I was like, okay. But I did not know these were shows that are going to be airing on the same station. Right. Yeah. So I was innocent, really. People ask me, how were you privileged to be on two shows that are airing
and they
the
were
same time? Big shows. Some they call them competitive shows. Like, but I did not know. I did not know. Me, I was just there for the love, for the money, for the talent, and that was it. So I started juggling the two shows, Prestige and Sanyu. I was on Sanyu, I was on Prestige, I was on Sanyu, I was on Prestige. So time came and they told me, you know what, you need to decide. Now the shows were airing. I'm like, hey. So they see me here and then they see me there. I was like, wait. What do I do? The producer sat me down and told me, you know what, you need to choose. You need to choose where you want to go, or where you're comfortable, or where you feel at peace, or where you see yourself
grow into.
Yes. I was like, okay, now what do I do? What do I do? My role at Prestige was, I did not know it was growing, but it was okay. It was progressing. The storyline was growing. Then also Sanyu, they were telling me, oh, we have a role for you. We have a big role. I said, where do I go to? Where do I go to? I needed something that was going to challenge me a little bit, but I was like, okay. So I had to close my eyes, make the decision, and I was written out of Prestige, and now I was at Sanyu. Yes, but I was so privileged, and shout outs to the producers of Prestige and Sanyu. Thank you so much for giving me that opportunity. I do not take that for granted.
Oh yeah, true. Can you say, when you speak about the things you're passionate about, there are things that you do without thinking twice, like you put your mind to it. Could you say that taking part in a pageant maybe could have amplified that kind of passion for you to have that confidence to go for all these things without fear? And you're like, no, if they call me here, you are willing to even walk all the way to Zambia. So can you say?
I believe so. I believe so, because during that time, I really wanted to make sure I'm active. I was, because I had started with fire. When you become a pageant queen with passion, you will literally do anything for anything. I was like, you know what? I need to do this. Not because I wanted to show off, but it's because it was an opportunity that was presented to me at a time where we were not doing Miss Uganda duty, but it was available.
It was available. Yeah.
It also helped me, like, oh, we have seen you somewhere. Like, yeah, I'm the girl from Miss Uganda. They're like, oh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
You know, that also gave me a push to make sure I don't disappoint myself. I don't disappoint the brand that I represent. So it kept me going. It kept me going. And also as a brand, I wanted to change the narrative that pageant girls do not progress. Because there's a tendency where people say, oh, once you're Miss Uganda, that's it. That's it. You be Miss Uganda for your months and you are done. No, you don't get done. You just need to keep on pushing. You need to keep on pushing and make sure that it's not just about that. It's beyond that. It's a platform that makes you think out of the box. Yeah.
You recently opened up a makeup studio. Congratulations on that. How was that for you? Can you describe the feeling?
Oh my goodness. You know, when I tell you guys I talk too much, I have a story for I'm even cutting short with things because I do not want to make you sit for long. So makeup has also always been a passion. It has been something that I have loved since I was a child. From my primary school, I'll get the pencils, write down on the cement, like volongoto, do a lot of it, get the black stuff and put it on my eyes.
Oh my God.
Get the color, get the red ink, put it on my lips. Steal my mom's lip balm and put it on. Let me tell you, it is something that I've always been passionate about, but I didn't know I would end up here. Makeup. So I kept on doing makeup, even throughout Miss Uganda. I kept on doing makeup. I was the girl with the eyebrows at work, at school. I remember when I was doing LDC, my friends used to tell me, Mariam, I think you're in the wrong profession. I was like, but you guys, why? Like, look at how you... I'm like, but can't...
you have time to do all this. Yeah.
No, we don't have time to do all these things. For you come when you have your eyebrow done, your lips done, your eyes done, and I don't know what happened to my eyes, then I'll just look at them like, and they'll be like, you're in the wrong profession, go and do something in relation to beauty or something. But then every time I look back at that, I'm like, people will actually see something in you before you see it in yourself. I still, after school, I reached out to a makeup artist who I was very fond of. That was Faith Fresh Makeup. I kept on reaching out to her, sending her my work. It was looking at my work right now. I'm like, why was I disturbing the woman? My eyebrows, I looked like... Then the lips, oh my goodness. Faith Fresh, I'm sorry, but I tell you all these things every time. I kept on disturbing her, sending her my work through Facebook. Imagine Messenger. I take a picture with my cupboard phone, send the pictures. I'm like, please, madam, hi, how are you? Comment on my work. What do you think? She'll tell me, keep on pushing. Until I would ask her, what products do you think I should get? She'll tell me, go to Ivan, Nico. I do not have a shilling. I'm so sorry. I did not have any money on me. All I had was the things that we used to buy from like shops. Yeah. Buy that 3,000 shillings. You buy a pencil for 1K. That silver pencil. That's the one I would use. Then the lipstick, I would mix things. My goodness. But she never gave up on me. She kept on telling me, you'll get there. You'll get there. So I did that. I would do makeup for prom. I did makeup for prom at school.
Oh, wow.
Doing senior 6. I was a queen with my eyebrow like a wizard. So I did that. I kept on because I wanted to grow. I wanted to go in that field. I kept on doing makeup. On my friends. I called myself a makeup artist before I knew what I was doing. Before I realized I was doing rubbish, I was still doing that. I called myself a makeup artist, but not publicly. To myself. Yes. So I did makeup, Miss Uganda, I did makeup. It's an advantage if you know how to do your face in Miss Uganda. No matter how bad it is, if you know how to do makeup, you do your makeup, then it can be corrected a little bit. So during that time, I continued doing makeup. Then I think after Miss Uganda, I still kept on doing makeup.
Because I've seen you around actually. Yeah, like most of the behind the scenes.
My goodness.
Yeah, I've really seen you around. Yeah.
Let me forgive my clients that trusted me then and gave me your monies. Thank you, but I ate your money for free. But I was also exploring and adventuring.
There were specimens all that time.
Exactly. Oh my God. There's a time I made a lot of money. A lot of money. My boss then, and I think it was Women's Day, my boss and his friends paid for makeup for their wives on Women's Day. They were about, I don't know, they were about 50,000 per head.
Oh, wow.
I made money. I even got a bonus. It was a motivation for me. So I kept on saying, but Nangi, I've made this money. I need to grow my craft. They kept on saying, you're good. I have never been discouraged before. Someone telling me, oh, you're doing rubbish. It is me who tells myself that. But they kept on telling me, you're good. I don't know if they were saying that out of good faith or just to motivate me or just because I was a child. But they kept on motivating me and giving me that money was I need to give people value for their money. I need to give people value for their money. I need to make sure that my work is good. So I kept on growing. I kept on learning from YouTube. I learned from YouTube. I would try on my sisters, on my friends. I would sit, let me draw your eyebrow. Eyebrows that are up to here. I will tell them sit and I draw your eyebrow. Lipstick, put different colors. I would do that until, when makeup is practice, it's like math. You cannot
Gets better.
Yes, you cannot be better at numbers when you do not practice. Exactly. So I kept on practicing and I think I'm getting better. I'm not yet at a point where I want to be, but I think I'm better now. During Miss Uganda, I did makeup when I was acting. Because when you're acting, you have to wait for the time when you're called to do your scenes. So I was like, these things of acting, once in a week, you're called, let's say 4 times in a month. I have a skill. Why not put it to use? So I approached my director. I reached out to him and I told him, you know what, is it possible if you have space, please let me know. I'm available to help. Yeah. I also told the people that were in the makeup section, if you guys need help, I can always come to. Because every time probably one of them had an issue, they'll be like, are you available to stand in for me? I'm like, yeah, gladly. So when I saw an opportunity to make more money as well, and grab my talent, I was like, why not? Me, hey, I'm here to look for money, please. So make sure you call out to me to make your money. So I definitely made the money on set. I did the makeup on set. I grew my craft. I'm still growing my craft. I would get brides that would book me. I've been a mobile makeup artist. And honestly, it has its ups and downs. It has good things about it and the negative and positive. So until I made a decision, I told God, you know what, I need to find a location. I need to find an address because this is something that I love to do. It's something that I love to do. I can do this for free. That's how passionate I am about it. And I told him, you know what, because me, I'm a God girl. If it's not God, who then? I mean, and if you don't believe that God speaks to you, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. Me, I talked to God and asked him. He did answer me back in the quickest way. In December last year, I sat down and I told God, I am tired. I need to find a location. I don't care if I don't have the money. I told you I do not want to suffer. So I'm either doing this with you or you are doing this with me. Exactly. I sat down, I got my notebook, I wrote everything that I will need for my makeup studio. from the lighting, from the and this is a girl who's writing that does not even have a single penny.
With faith,
In Kampala here, with faith in Kampala here, you write, people will think you're mad. People will tell you you're mad. I wrote down my things. I was very angry, very bitter. I was like, I am done. I need to grow this, or I will have to put it to life. I think in January, because when we pray for New Year's, you're like, oh, I'm going to pray for life, I'm praying for marriage, I'm praying for children, I'm praying for friends, I'm like, no, I'm not going to pray for anything else.
You're praying for me.
I am praying for my passion to be put into existence. Something that I love to be put into existence. And little did I know, God was like, oh, finally. I had been getting people, my friends, the Psalms had been telling me, Marty, you need a space, you need what? I was like, but it's not yet God's timing. It's not yet God's timing. Don't put me on pressure. People, don't go with unnecessary pressure. You will fall into that ditch. So after that, my plan was bigger than my expectation, was bigger than my resources, but I did write it anyway. I was like, it's faith. As long as I have faith as small as a cinnamon seed, tell me, preach, sister.
preach. You can move mountains.
Exactly. I was like, yeah, I need to do this. So my friend reached out to me. He's like, Mariam, how are you? I need you to come by my space and see me. I'm like, now why is this one calling me? I don't have time for this one. I kept on doing my own other things. He kept on insisting, please come and help. I'm like, Panaga, I'm not an interior designer. Why are you insisting on this? Like, you just come and help me. I'm like, okay, what? So when I was in town, I was like, I'm here. Please come through. What is it? Like, so I wanted to show you my space. This is a space I'm going to be renting. But then I have a challenge. I'm like, what is it? You have a space now. You say you have a challenge. Some of us are praying for space. We don't have it. What is your problem? He told me, you know what? I want someone to sub-rent with. Yeah. I was like, okay. What do you mean? He told me this and this and that and that. I was like, okay. So how much money do you need? What kind of business are you looking at to sub-rent with? He's a nail tech, J Nail Studio. Shout out to you. Please make sure you come and visit us. We are located at the mall. William Street, level 2, 247. Before I even finish the story. Advertisements, marketing. So he told me that. I was like, okay, so what kind of business? Like, as long as it's not a competitive one, I would be open to anything. I'm like, okay, so how much money? The space is huge and beautiful. I was like, so how much money are you looking at? Like, in this amount. I was like, who's going to give me that money? In this Kampala here. It's like, okay, so how much do you think I should get? I'm like, I told him the amount that I can raise.
You can raise, yeah.
Yeah. He told me, oh, okay, that's fine. I can work with it. I'm like, okay. So when do we start? He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm the person. He's like, wait, Mariam, you want to? I'm like, yeah, of course. It's something that yes, but remember now my plan was to have my individual space. So I was like, before I even go for my individual space, let me test this.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if you're serious, but this is me speaking without a single shilling in my pocket. I was like, with faith. So I told the guy, keep the space for me. Give me a few days. I'll raise the money and I'll bring it to you. It's like, hey, okay, it's okay, no problem. But then I had my personal feelings as to why. The reasons as to why I had not opened up a space before this time. I feared rent, I fear Kampala, I fear electricity, I fear KCCA. I was like, all these things. I literally see people running up every day and down, every day. Still, manya what? I'm like, okay, now how does one avoid these things? It's me, Mariam, that's so easy. Make sure you are abiding by the law, so that you are not disturbed. You get what I mean? Now this takes me back to morals and values. People are always, I don't know what their reasons are. I'm not attacking anyone, but then if you know you are supposed to be paying a certain fee to make sure your shop is open, why are you closing it? Why are you not paying a fee? So I told him, I'm afraid of all this. He's like, no, people run and their shops are closed down because they are not paying.
They are not paying their dues.
Their dues, exactly. I'm like, okay, so how do I avoid that? You told me this and this and this. Need to be registered, do this, do that. I'm like, okay, that I can do. So I'm like, okay, fine. So now I went back home. Remember, this is me speaking without a single shilling, but with faith and passion. So I go back home, I sit down and I pray about it. I'm like, God, if this is for me, give me the money.
Yeah.
Give me the money. I need to be able to take up this space. Even before, you know, when I made that decision, I started getting people on TikTok. That's when I decided to be serious about my TikTok page. That's when I decided to be serious about content creating. That's when people were asking me, oh, where are you located? I'm like, you people, I don't have a location yet. But it looks like someone is snitching on me. Even before this guy called me, people were texting me, where are you located? We want to come and visit. I'm like, hey. So I told God, give me the money. Give me the money. And honestly, Rona, in 3 days, I had raised 3 months' rent.
Wow.
Now someone be like, sugar mommy, sugar daddy. Whoa. I was booked by clients. I was booked by brides and they paid me in advance. What are you talking about? So yeah, people did give me money. My friends, I told one of my friends, I told them, you know what? I'm finally making that step. I want to open up a space. Like, oh, finally.
Talk about time. Yeah.
Please make yourself useful. I was like, what? Then that's when clients came in. I think I got like 3 brides that gave me about 70% of the money. I was like, Jesus.
That was good, yeah.
I prayed about it. I made an effort. Now I was like, okay, now interior. How do we do interior design? Why is interior designing very expensive, ladies and gentlemen, for example? Yeah. Goodness. I was like, okay. He told me, no, that shouldn't be a thing to worry. We can figure it out. I was like, okay, I don't have the money for it, but God is going to provide. He did provide. So now, I think on the 13th of February, we officially opened. Once again, we are located at the mall, Wilson Street, level 2, 247, room 247. We do nails and hair, makeup, wig installation. We do your nails. So please come and support us. Please come and support the work of God. It is God, not my will. Not my will. Please come and support a girl child. I'm telling you, people, but you be there and refuse. Bring your girlfriends, your sugar mummies, your sugar daddies. Bring them, and we do all these amazing things for them. So yeah, that's how my makeup studio came to existence. I love that space. I love that space. I may not be making money every single day, but once I make the money, I do make the money.
This is amazing. It's those are the things that make me happy when I see queens that are finally doing things they love and they're earning from it, which is a very good thing. What would you say could be failing beauty queens now? You know, because there's a certain way that the public looks at you, and there's a level where they put you, and you find that most times beauty queens are either living lives that are not real simply because they want to sustain, you know, a level where they feel like people take them to be.
So first and foremost, if you come in the pageant world with expectations, you'll be disappointed. Actually, not only pageantry, but in life, if you have like expectations from people, or you're a people pleaser. I used to be a people pleaser. I loved to make sure my friends are happy, my family is happy, everyone around me is happy. But then at the end of the day, you realize it's about you and your life. At the end of the day, these people have other people. They have their own lives to live. If you live a fake life as a beauty queen, you know, you want to, you don't go downtown. I go downtown because I like people seeing. I love it when people notice me. I love it when people be like, oh, that's the girl from Miss Uganda. That's the girl from TV.
From TV, from
I love it. I love, because I grew up not knowing these people on TV are actually Ugandans. I thought they were people from, I don't know, or just AI, like how it is nowadays. So if a beauty queen lives a fake life, it will definitely haunt you down. I mean, live your life and make an effort to make life better. Make an effort to make life better. Because I think I am prouder realizing that I am making my money. Other than pretending I'm living a good life.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping at so and so's hotel, saying, "Oh, this is my apartment." It's not your
That's just
apartment.
it,
They were called them cats go or making sure that you are making an effort to own your own space. Yeah. So please don't come for pageantry with expectations. There is nothing like money. There's nothing like that. It's you, yourself, and yourself. You need to be able to work hard for the life that you want. Otherwise, you'll be disappointed.
If you would, my second last question, if you could go back and face Nyamatte before Miss Uganda, what advice would you tell her?
Man. Now I don't know, because I don't know if I did anything wrong or anything right. I don't know. But I would definitely encourage Mate then in 2019, because I was a little bit intimidated, really. I was a little bit intimidated. We've not talked about the boot camp, but I was intimidated because when I showed up with one suitcase and people had 3-4 suitcases, I was like,
oh, yeah.
This is it. But I got a very nice roommate, Nabira. She came out as Miss Uganda Central Region. She always told me, Mate, bakutuma crown, nze bantu mangule. You get what I mean? She said it in Uganda. Nze bantu mangule. Go back to my crown. And indeed it happened. She took the Uganda crown, the Central crown, and I took the
national
crown, right? So I was a little bit intimidated there, and I felt like I was not good enough. I felt like,
you weren't fitting in with
I was not fitting in. So if I would go back, I'll tell Matty to be more confident, double effort, not proud, but confident. Yes, more confident.
More confident.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm proud of her. I mean, I'm so proud.
How far she has come.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's amazing. If you would give any advice to any young girl out there who wants to enter pageantry, what advice would you give her?
I think if you watch this whole podcast again, this is all advice. Be God-fearing.
Yeah.
Be obedient. Be a good child to your parents. Ask for consent. Ask for help where you need to. And do not fear. Don't fear. Like, just attack. If it is for you, it will come to you. If it's not for you, it's God's plan, not your plan. So just always give it a shot. Do not be scared to start. Do not be scared to go for anything. Just do it. Just do it. I mean, you never know what could come out of that. We have seen so many people that have not got the main crown, but they're doing well.
Amazing. Yeah, true.
So much better than the queens. So you never know. You may not get a title. I didn't get a title. Besides that one, I did not get Miss Congeniality, Miss Personality, Miss Talent, but I'm doing so much better. So just go for it.
What's next for Mate? You know.
Well, I don't know, but I just had a baby, so I'm just taking care of my baby. What? I mean Mate makeup. You thought what? Yeah, so I'm just taking care of my baby for now. I need to make sure the brand grows. Because I mean, that is where I want to be. That's where I want to be. There might be people who were like, makeup artist, everyone is doing makeup, everyone's doing hair. Yeah, I know. But the sea is too big for all of us. There's so much for me to catch. So I'm just raising my baby for now. If I get any acting projects, maybe I will consider. But right now, I would want to do makeup on sets. I would want to do makeup for brides. Basically that. Yeah. So let me raise my baby. Yeah.
Thank you so much. We could talk a whole day, but thank you so much for joining me today. It has been amazing, and we can't wait to see where the baby goes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see my baby growing as well.
Yeah. We can't wait to see you maybe
you.
get awards for best makeup artist on
Amen.
set. So all that icon awards, I don't know, but we can't wait to see where this goes.
Yeah.
And so much. Thank you so much for joining me on the set.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been amazing. Today's set was actually very amazing, and thank you to Nyamatte for joining me today. I'll always say the crown is temporary, but the impact lasts a lifetime. Join me in the next episode. See ya.